We're never going to be satisfied. Black Lives Matter isn't a trend, it's a movement. Black Lives Matter forever, okay? This is a black genocide. We're out here for more people, not just this one. This is more than one case. We're not satisfied.
You heard it from Black Lives Matter themselves. They themselves are declaring that they are not satisfied. I think it's very clear. I don't think we were expecting anything else, anything less. I think we were expecting some riots as well. But if you haven't heard by now, Derek Chauvin has been convicted on all 3 counts, all 3 charges. He is obviously right now locked up. But guys, we have a lot to talk about. I missed every single one of you guys, and so I'm glad that you guys are tuning in tonight. We did some reporting. I did some reporting in Minneapolis these past couple days, obviously undercover, but now I can come on and talk about it because I think we might be wrapping up here. So we're going to get into that as we continue down the show. But guys, I want to welcome you, every single one of you. If you are new to the show, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to smash that like button, destroy that like button, and also make sure to share this video far and wide wherever you can post a link on your Gab, on your Parler, wherever you could post a link. Please do that for me as soon as possible right now. Do it right now. Do not wait. YouTube wants you to be lazy. YouTube wants you to wait. They want you to be complacent and not subscribe, not hit the like, and to not share this video wherever you can. So if you guys can do me a huge favor and do that for me right now, please do so. And also consider joining the DH Alliance today and becoming a member on this channel, a monthly supporter of mine. All the reporting that has been brought to you today has been brought to you by our supporters. I'm 100% independent. I'm functioning off of pure donations and those that are supporting me to go on these trips. So thank you guys very much. Also, if you guys would like to support me as well, we do super chats at the end of every single show. So if you'd like to support me that way, we do super chats at the end of the show. So if you leave a super chat now, if you leave a super chat in the middle of the show or at the end of the show, I will get to it by the end of the show, and that is how you can support me as well. So please do me a huge favor. We are actually getting our Discord server is going to be up very, very soon. We're just solidifying that. Obviously, guys, I'm a traveling investigative reporter, so I travel across the United States doing the best I can, being 100% independent. So thank you guys for your patience. I want to thank every single one of you guys. And for those that are a part of the DH Alliance and that are members or supporting me monthly on Patreon, thank you guys very much. Thank you guys for the support. I truly, truly do appreciate it. So here we go. Let's get straight into our findings here in Minneapolis. So obviously, the trial has concluded. Derek Chauvin has been charged on all 3 counts. 2 murder, 1 manslaughter. He has been charged by the court of law. Obviously, whatever your opinion is on that, that is what has taken place. My opinion, I think it's a bunch of garbage. I'm just going to come out and say that because I think the evidence proved that Derek Chauvin did not intentionally murder this individual. But that's just my own personal opinion. I think that it's very clear that George Floyd was on fentanyl. I think he was on drugs at the time. His heart rate was speeding. And it was made abundantly clear that George Floyd was breathing fine, obviously, but also George Floyd was saying, "I cannot breathe," before he was even brought to the floor. He was actually requesting himself to be brought to the floor. But regardless, the verdict has been issued. That is what has now taken place. So I was on the ground in Minneapolis awaiting the outcome of this famous, probably most controversial court case in American history. This could have gone terrible. There could have been mass riots, mass unrest across the United States of America. That's not going away. And I'm going to prove that to you guys at the end of this show. But I think the entire city was on edge. It looked like a third world country when you're walking around, just barbed wire. The courthouse is fortified. The non-scalable fences are taller than the ones you see in Portland. Actually, I think they're taller than the ones in D.C. I'm not quite too sure. I haven't been there in a few months, but it looks like a third world country down here in Minneapolis. And it's very sad because the reason why it's like that is because you have Black Lives Matter that has hijacked this entire city through fear and intimidation, which is a power grab. And the entire city is on edge. And I'm pretty sure a lot of locals here are actually thankful that it ended up this way. But there was a lot of intimidation of the jurors, non-directly. Maxine Waters came out and was making pretty deliberate threats. She was inciting people to get more confrontational. That is literally a message to the jurors. They weren't sequestered, so it's possible that they directly heard that. But also, some of the witnesses that testified in the defense were threatened. Some activists, psychopaths were taking pigs' heads, pig's blood, and splattering it all over their front door. So this is what Black Lives Matter does. Okay, so anyone that trickles into this stream off of my Twitter, that's a BLM supporter, that gets all triggered, all the woke Wookiees out there that just lose their minds anytime I sit here and say that Black Lives Matter is not a peaceful organization, well, I will let Black Lives Matter speak for themselves. All the footage you are about to see are Black Lives Matter supporters, activists, and Black Lives Matter even leaders in this movement locally here in Minneapolis. And so I will let their rhetoric speak for themselves. I don't condone their rhetoric. I'm not responsible for this rhetoric. This is the rhetoric of Black Lives Matter. You're going to hear them say things like they're going to continue to burn down buildings. You're going to hear them say things condoning arson and the burning down of the MPD, Minneapolis Police Department here in Minneapolis that took place in 2020. You're going to hear them say they need to go beyond voting. You're going to hear them say that they will attack the system through any angle. You're going to hear them say they need to abolish the police. You're going to hear them say some pretty radical things. So anyone that's listening to the stream, this is not a smear. I'm not taking them out of context. I'm not slandering Black Lives Matter. I was on OAN today and Newsmax, and I was saying these very same things, and immediately I get a bunch of DMs when I'm on TV from a bunch of psychopathic triggered woke Wookiees on the left that support BLM and say, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. I'm like, well, listen to them, okay? Listen to what they have to say. I'm not going to speak for them. I'll let them speak for themselves. So if you think Black Lives Matter is this peaceful organization that has no violent rhetoric, you're wrong. And you're living outside of reality, okay? And you don't have to take my word for it. I'll let them speak for themselves. So for those of you that are watching this stream and that don't believe me, let's take a look at this footage. We'll roll it now. Take a look.
We're never going to be satisfied. Black Lives Matter isn't a trend, it's a movement. Black Lives Matter forever, okay? So we're not going to stop just because we got one conviction. We're happy with the conviction, but we're going to keep going. We're going to go for Dante Wright, we're Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and so many unnamed faces out there that is just going this is a black genocide. We're out here for more people, not just this one. This is more than one case. We're not satisfied.
Derek Chauvin's police department burned to the ground. So we have to remember those people who are still facing charges for arson. We have to remember them who just set us on the map once again, because that was epic.
We need to go way beyond voting at this point.
That's right.
We need to be coming out here every single day if that's what it takes, until we get justice for the people that they murdered a week ago they've already forgotten about. The only reason, once again, that we got this conviction is because we showed up.
That's right.
And if we don't keep showing up, and if we don't change laws, and we don't attack this system from every single angle we can, we will be here again.
I need all the white liberals to keep caring. Just because someone isn't lynched for 9 minutes doesn't mean they didn't die. I need you to keep caring. They gonna let us burn this whole motherfucker to the ground before they give us some systemic change.
Not satisfied. This is 1 out of 1,000 cases. This is the first step. Whenever you think about building a house, you don't get satisfied with making the pillars. You gotta finish all the house. This is the first step. We gotta continue. We're never satisfied. We're satisfied when Black lives fully matter.
Yes, we can defund the police. And maybe one day we will abolish the police, but we ain't gonna do shit unless we have control over them. That is the #1 thing right now. We're not gonna let these pigs in these buildings have any more control over our lives today. That ends today.
So now as I protest, I cannot write on signs any larger. I cannot march any farther. I cannot raise my fist any higher. I cannot raise my voice any louder. I cannot be any more peaceful. I'm sorry that I'm a threat to you. I've seen a small ripple turn into a wave, a tsunami, a hurricane of a movement that has since traveled throughout the world. The power that we have is immeasurable. And this movement has made its way to your front door, and we are no longer knocking. We are demanding entrance, and we are not taking no for an answer. Going back is not an option. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
I am no longer sorry. I am unapologetic. When it comes to my liberation, I am unapologetic. We are unapologetic. Because if George don't get it,
Burn it down.
George don't get it,
Burn it down.
George don't get it,
Burn it down.
so the George don't get it,
Burn it down.
so the George don't get it,
Burn it down.
George don't get it,
Burn it down.
George don't get it,
Burn it down.
George don't get it.
Burn it down.
All power to the people.
Power to the people.
Yes, you heard that right. They were chanting, "Burn it down." Okay, this is Black Lives Matter in Minneapolis. So from the top, you heard them themselves say that they are not satisfied. They will never be satisfied. Even if Derek Chauvin gets freaking life in prison, even if he gets the electric chair, even if they resurrect George Floyd from the damn grave, they will never be satisfied, and they will never stop rioting, because it's not about black people. That is not what this movement is about. That is not what their messaging is. That is not what they're trying to accomplish. It's not about black people being brutalized from the police. How do I know that? Because every time you go to one of these Black Lives Matter rallies, or one of these Black Lives Matter direct action organized events, or a Black Lives Matter riot, the speakers are always preaching the same exact message. Burn down the system, burn down buildings. They are literally wanting to see the American system burn literally down to the ground. It's not about black people. That's just the surface level. Okay? That's just the entry level to Black Lives Matter. They use the deaths of black people. They use the death of George Floyd. They use the death of Breonna Taylor to fill their pockets with millions of dollars in order to get support from across not only the nation, but across the world, because the black people are being shot. The black people are being hunted. Oh my God. Cops, scary white cop killers are literally intentionally hunting black people. They're killing black people. It's a genocide. genocide. It's a black genocide. You heard her yourself. That BLM supporter directly told me to my face that they are experiencing a black genocide. Does anybody know what a genocide really is? Go to a third world country. Study communist history. Study Nazi history. Study what Stalin did. Study what Hitler did. Study what Mao did. Study what these people have done that commit real atrocities in the name of communism, especially in Mao and Stalin's case, which these people are. Those are real genocidal events where the death of 100 million plus people are literally under the belt in the ideology of communism and Marxism. Okay? I don't see piles of black people when you go to a big blue state. I don't see massive holes dug in the ground where police officers are putting blacks in shooting lineups and shooting them in the back of the head and executing them and just dumping hundreds, thousands of their bodies in holes. I don't see black people being shoved into concentration camps. I don't see this happening in the United States of America. Okay? There's not a black genocide happening in this country. If anything, the black on black crime is something that should be talked about, which I'm going to play you a clip where a black protester was actually attempting to rebuke BLM and the media for not getting more active and vocal about black and black crime. Yes, this happened for all you woke Wookiees out there that support Black Lives Matter. A black man was rebuking all of you, every single one of you. And I'm speaking to you on the left right now, but to finish my point, why are they not satisfied? Okay? I know this is a very simple and easy question to answer, but I know there are people out there that they just cannot wrap their mind around this. They cannot wrap their mind around that Black Lives Matter rioted, looted, commit arson. People got killed literally over this man, George Floyd. Summer of Love 2020, Chaz, remember all that? People were physically assaulted. Some people were killed. Like this has gone way beyond, I think, what any of us ever thought it would. The point I'm trying to make is this has gone so far, and it's gone so far because we've allowed it to go so far. And the things that they want is not systemic change. The things that they want is not equality. The things that they want is not to seize a black genocide. They want the destruction of the United States. They want to destabilize the United States. That is why their message correlates and targets law enforcement. Because a lot of people ask themselves, why don't the black people, oh my God, if Black Lives Matter really mattered, a lot of conservatives will say this, if Black Lives Matter really mattered, just the cliche conservative thing to say, then they would address the black on black crime, right? It's true, but it's cliche. A lot of conservatives, just throw that and try and get it to stick on BLM. It doesn't stick on them because number one, they know that they're hypocrites. Number two, they know that that's not the agenda, that's not the goal. That's not what they're shooting for, okay? That's not what they're attempting to capitalize on. It's not about that. That's just the surface level entry to Black Lives Matter. That's why you have a bunch of white liberals out there that freaking take knees to black people and bow down to black people because they actually have this white guilt because they actually believe that this is about white people being brutalized in the United States. Furthest from the truth. What's my point? My point is this. My point is the reason why Black Lives Matter will not take to the streets or riot because black people are killing themselves more than white cops are killing black people. That's a fact. The reason why they don't do that is because it doesn't fit not only the narrative, it doesn't fit the agenda and the end game, which is the destabilization of the United States via decimating law and order and law enforcement. That narrative doesn't accomplish that. It doesn't at all. That narrative of black on black crime does not accomplish the destabilization of the United States of America and gutting law and order. I need you guys to understand this because people just, they can't wrap their minds around it. Like how, why is this continuing to happen? Because who is Black Lives Matter according to Black Lives Matter? A neo-communist Marxist organization with the end goal and intention to destabilize the United States of America Karl Marx believed in this stuff, destabilizing nations for the to achieve equality in the communist utopia, which always ends in bloodshed and authoritarianism. Never believe a communist. Never trust a communist when they say, oh, it was just not done right. No, it's always going to end that way. Every time people start to say that dumb crap, it always ends up that way because that's what communism literally is. It's mob mentality guised in democracy, but now you have the hive mind mentality and it always ends in bloodshed and murder because that's what happens when you cannot and you're not allowed to think for yourself. When you have mob rule and you have mob mentality, it always ends that way because you're forced to believe what they want you to believe. You're forced to say what they want you to say, and you're forced to literally live how they want you to live. So I need you guys to understand who Black Lives Matter really is. This is not about black people, man. I can tell you that right now. Even Breonna Taylor's, I covered this the other day. Breonna Taylor's mom is exposing Black Lives Matter and calling them out for their hypocrisy, saying, you guys don't even help us. Where's all the money going that you're fundraising off of the name of my dead daughter? Black Lives Matter, right? Who's going to argue with that? It's true. Because it's not about black people. How many times do I have to say this? Why is Breonna Taylor's mom questioning BLM about where all the money is that they're fundraising off of her own dead black daughter? Why? Because it's not about black people getting killed by cops, period. It's about funding their new utopia, funding their political, literally anarchist communist organization. It's funding them to destabilize this damn country. If it has nothing to do with law and order, they don't want to touch it. They don't care about black people. Of course. Conservatives have been saying this since the inception of Black Lives Matter. Why don't you guys talk about the black on black crime? Why aren't you guys out here marching for black people that are killing other black people? Because the end game is the communist utopia and destabilizing the United States, which requires the first thing to go is gutting law enforcement. And that is what is taking place in this country on a daily basis. So all the woke Wookiees out there, especially all the white liberals, and they're always out there. Every time you see these marches, it's nothing but all these white liberals that are just marching and marching and marching like zombies because they don't realize that they're being used as political pawns as well. Wake the hell up. Don't let this communist organization bring you to your knees to fill you with all kinds of white guilt. That has nothing to do with you talking about 400 years of slavery. You're like freaking 18 years old. What the hell? That has nothing to do with you. Get rid of the white guilt and start living your own damn life and tell black people to get up and just do something with their lives because right now they cannot guilt people in order to destabilize this country while at the same time racking bands, dog. You got BLM buying up mansions with millions. That's what this is about. I know I'm saying some pretty offensive and controversial things, but we're talking about a damn organization that is literally leveraging, utilizing, branding the death of black people that get shot by cops, regardless of what the context is, in order for bans. That's what's taking place. How do I know that? Breonna Taylor's own mom is coming out and exposing this, not me. So what do you have to say to that? How do you explain that? What's the explanation for this very thing? It's either I'm telling the truth and there's something to what I'm saying, or I'm wrong. And I know I'm not wrong because now Black Lives Matter is getting exposed by their own saints' family members. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before all of them start to come out. But this organization is fraudulent, and even the parents of all of the names that they leverage and use to rack millions and raise millions of dollars off of are now coming out and exposing and saying this. It's not about black lives. It's about a communist destabilization of the United States of America. Stop it. And I got to talk to white people tonight too. It's like, dude, man, you have so many white liberals that are out here and you know, they're filled with white guilt and they're bowing down to black people. They're apologizing for the sins of their fathers and their mothers. Oh, I'm white, so I mean, I probably my great grandfather probably was a slave owner. So I'm sorry, Black Lives Matter. And like they don't even really care. Dude, there was literally, you guys could look at my Instagram and my Twitter. There were white girls out there that were like literally forcing themselves to try and push out some tears. They don't give a damn. They don't care at all because they know it has nothing to do with them. They call them white comrades, white allies. That's what they call them, right? Why do they call them that? Because, they finally realized that they're the problem. They finally realized and taken responsibility that the reason why black people have it so hard, even though LeBron James is sitting high and mighty in a damn castle making billions of dollars, right? That it's their fault. That it's somehow their fault. And that's furthest from the truth. You cannot be a victim. You cannot blame all of your problems on other people. Of course, slavery is evil. Of course, it's real. And of course, it's a reality. But it's not anyone's fault that's alive today. It's just absurd to even think something like that. But what do I know, right? I mean, when you take a look at the footage, right? What did you guys see? You guys see, I wasn't playing. Those were some BLM leaders, man. Some well-known people out here in Minneapolis, okay? One of the women, and you saw in the video, she is unapologetic, and they celebrate the fact that the police station that Derek Chauvin worked at, formerly, was burnt to the ground. And they all cheer. And she says it was epic. And she talks about the arsonists as if we should feel sorry for them. I don't understand. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying this right now. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why, because I understand the ideology of Black Lives Matter, because I always get some woke Wookiees in here that are like, you have no idea. You don't know what it's like. You don't know. Okay, number one, I've experienced racism. I'm Latino. I know exactly what that looks like. I just have a different perspective of it. Number two, I understand when black people say that they live a different reality because they have to take certain measures when they drive, or take certain measures when they go outside. They have to take more precautions when they're out in the real world, because they know that if they do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, that they could somehow get shot by a cop over it. Okay, so I understand the philosophy of what they say. And at the same time, I understand the philosophy when Black Lives Matter says, well, you guys care more about property than you care about people like Breonna Taylor, or you care about people like George Floyd that were unjustly killed by cops. So we are justified in burning and looting and committing anarchy and vandalism across the United States because people mean more than property. I get it. I understand what you believe. I just think you're stupid. I'm sorry, that's offensive. That's not a way to think. Because there are innocent people in this world that are losing their businesses, that are losing their revenue, that are losing their livelihood to take care of other lives, including black people, okay? To take care of other lives, human beings, and they're losing all that because of your dumbasses burning and looting and destroying businesses across the United States of America. So don't sit here and play this hypocrisy game with me and sit here and say, oh, we do it because those lives mean more than property, when you're destroying property that is funding the lives of human beings, including black ones. So shut the hell up and sit down and join reality, because that is not how life works, period. I have to say this because I'm extremely passionate about this, because this is not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. And if you agree with me, drop a 1 in the comment section immediately right now. Immediately right now. This is the agenda. You can clearly hear it in their voices, and they feel like they're justified because they believe that property should not mean more than people, which you could argue is true. But what happens when this property is funding people, especially black people? What happens when you're burning down buildings that is somehow funding businesses for black families to feed black stomachs and feed black mouths? That happened in Minneapolis. That's happened across the United States of America. Is that justified? That's fighting for the cause of black people? Again, Andrew, no, it's not. I know the answer to that question. Of course, it's not about black people. It's about destroying this country. That is what they do. One of the activists yesterday preached to thousands of people. He said, I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I am a communist revolutionary. That is who these people literally are. Their end game is not peace. When they say no justice, no peace, they define what that means. Justice to them is non-existent. Justice to them is something that is never going to be achieved. Justice to them is something that will only be achieved when they say it will be achieved. It will never be enough. So don't fall for the lies from Black Lives Matter. They don't want justice. When they say no justice, no peace, it means that we say there's no justice, so we say that there is no peace for you because they're radical communists and they want to destroy this country. It's not about black people. It's not about black people in any way, shape, or form. And I think we can prove that. And if you guys don't believe me, okay? You don't believe me? All right? All the woke Wookiees out there, you don't believe me. Well, I'll let a black man explain it to you from Minneapolis on the ground, a protester that was rebuking BLM supporters and rebuking the media for not paying attention to black on black crime. And you could see in the video, when he starts speaking this from his megaphone, people start turning away. They lose interest. They walk away. But again, why, class? Why is it like this? Because this is not about black people. If you don't believe me, take a look.
Dante Wright, close friends, got killed last night. Nobody know. They don't talk about that. You know why they don't talk about that? Because it ain't the police shooting. It ain't the police killing. But one of Dante's friends used to hang out with damn near every day, got killed last night. No media attention. His name is Deshaun. So when I say his name, even though he ain't got killed by a police officer, he got killed on black crime, we still got to say his name too. So when I say his name, y'all say Deshaun. Say his name. Deshaun. Say his name. Deshaun. Say his name. Deshaun. That's all I wanted. He didn't get killed by the police. It was a black on black thing. You feel what I'm saying? But that was one of Dante Wright's close friends. You feel me?
I commend the man. I mean, give him a round of applause. I commend the man, but at the same time, dude, it's like they're not interested because these people are not interested in black life, okay? They're not interested in preserving black life because we all know, right? The elephant in the room is that Black Lives Matter does not advocate, okay, for fighting against or at least trying to fix black on black crime. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing that a lot of members in the black community are coming out and saying these things, but at the same time, I want to speak to the black community right now, and I just want to let you know this, okay? This organization is using you. They're using the color of your skin, okay? They're using the struggles of your past. They're tapping in to the pain of your past. And they're emotionally manipulating you to get behind an organization that is giving the appearance of attempting to preserve black life via fighting against police brutality. But what I want you to truly just consider and think about is if we really do care about black life, like this black man just said on camera from his megaphone, then we need to speak out against black on black crime as well. I'm not giving you a conservative talking point. I'm not trying to give you a gotcha moment. I'm not trying to, just put you in the corner and flex my intellectual muscles and beat you in a debate. I'm sincerely telling you right now, please consider not supporting this organization any longer because they are using you, they're manipulating you, they're leveraging you for millions of dollars, billions of dollars, might I add, but also they are branding the death of black people regardless of what the context is as to how that black person died from the hands of a police officer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how this person died. It doesn't matter the context. You guys all saw the footage of the shooting in Ohio yesterday. That black teenager that was rushing another black woman with a freaking huge knife in her hand, rushed her, pinned her up against a car, okay? Was attempting to stab her in the throat, slit her throat open. The police officer fires at her about 4 times, kills her, and saves the black life. And right now we have protests, possibly riots that are strategizing for over the weekend. Ohio, Antifa's in Ohio, New York, they're gathering across the United States. Please, I'm still speaking to the black community. Please listen to this. Why? Why are people rioting when a black life was saved? Because a black life was attempting to take another black life by slitting that black life's throat in broad daylight. So a police officer that was right there acted, made a decision, saved a black life from a black life that was attempting to slit that black life's throat. Think. It doesn't matter what the context is. It doesn't matter what Antifa is even using, you guys. Antifa is leveraging, raising probably possibly millions of dollars off of the death of black people. Every time in Portland, every single time. This is why they show up in the Brooklyn Center, bro. All these white people, they show up like, where the hell these people come from? They don't live here. The hell? They're all from Portland. They're all from Seattle. Why? Because they use the death of your community members, regardless of what the context is. They don't give a damn. These politicians don't give a damn. Even Black Lives Matter, the hierarchy, those in control, the leadership, they don't give a damn. Because they're racking millions, billions off of the death of your community members, regardless of the context. So I speak to the black community right now, and I reason with you, and I just ask you, man, are you aware that you're being used and manipulated by a communist entity? Your community, your skin color, your pain, your history, everything about your community is literally a brand to Black Lives Matter. Stop thinking that Black Lives Matter is actually a black organization. It's a communist organization. That's the title. It's a communist organization. It's a communist entity that wants to destroy the United States of America, and they're using you. They're using your skin color. They're using your pain. They're using your history because they know that you're invisible in the corporate world. Invincible in the corporate world. Why? Because ain't nobody going to speak out against a black person and their pain. So they veil their communism behind your skin color. And they use you. They use the death of Breonna Taylor to raise billions. They use the death of George Floyd. The list goes on. The list goes on. And how do I know that? All right. If I have the attention of the black community right now, that's good. But I also want you to consider this. Did you hear one time? Okay. Now this is going to be offensive and you guys aren't going to like it, but I got to say it. In the trial, okay? Y'all wanted justice, right? Y'all wanted justice, right? In the trial of Derek Chauvin, the murder of George Floyd, was it proven? Listen, stay with me. Was it proven that George Floyd was killed by Derek Chauvin because he was black? Was it proven by the prosecution in the court of law? Y'all wanted justice. Was it proven that George Floyd was killed by Derek Chauvin because of the color of his skin being black? Yes or no? The answer to that question is no. There's zero evidence. This is why the prosecution didn't even bring it up. You notice that? They did it with OJ. For all you OGs out there, you know what I'm talking about. They did it for OJ. They brought race immediately into it. Immediately. Won the case. Everybody knows that. Why didn't they do it for Floyd? You want to know why? Because there was nothing. There was a little thing with OJ that they grabbed and they just smeared the defense with, right? One. Made it about race. Why didn't the prosecution try to prove that George Floyd was killed by a racist? Because there was no evidence. There was zero evidence to suggest that Derek Chauvin, a white man, attempted to kill a black man because of the color of his skin. I told you, I warned y'all, you're not going to like what I'm saying. I know. I can already hear it. It's because we're black, bro. It's because we black. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. What is the context to every single situation? What has gone on with Breonna Taylor? Was Breonna Taylor shot because she was black? Did cops walk up to her boyfriend's house, the stash house? Were they there for the intention? Were they there for the purpose of killing a black person? Did the cops get together and say, you know what? We're going to go shoot this black girl. That's what we're going to do. She deserves to die because she's a black girl. Think with me, please. I understand, okay? The justice you wanted served because George Floyd, you believe, was killed by Derek Chauvin. I understand that. But you have to put your damn emotions aside. I got to be honest. The black community is always dictated by emotional arguments. I can say that because I know that. It's the same with the Hispanic community. We're very passionate, very emotional, romantic people. That's how we are. But this is how they use us. This is how they manipulate us. They use our emotions against us to get us to do what they want, to push an agenda. That's what they've done to the black community. The point that I'm trying to make is there is no evidence to suggest that George Floyd was killed because he was a black man. There's no evidence to suggest that Breonna Taylor was killed because she was a black girl. No evidence. Why do I say that? Because that is what Black Lives Matter, that's their foundation, bro. That's how they raise billions off of that very narrative. Not that George Floyd was killed unjustly. Not that Breonna Taylor was killed unjustly. Please, just please try and push pause on this moment and just listen to what I'm saying. Was it literally because they were black? No, there's no evidence to suggest so. Zero. The prosecution did not even bring that up in the case against Derek Chauvin. There was no evidence. What I'm trying to get people to see in this show, which I hope they listen, is you are being used. You're being manipulated. It's an emotional argument. It's an emotional narrative in order to get you going and energize you to stir up the mechanical mouse and get them going to do what they want. That's exactly what this is. And for BLM, who wins in the end? You know who wins in the end. These people are making millions, billions, off of the death of people like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, because they turn around and they lie to all of you guys and they say they were killed because they were black with zero evidence to suggest so. That's just assumption. 100% assumption. I know the truth hurts. I know it's offensive, but it must be said. Because if it's not, then we're never really going to get to the bottom of any of this. The communists just want to see America fall. And the communists have hijacked the radical left-leaning black community via Black Lives Matter in order to do so. Black people are being used to destroy this country. They're being manipulated to gut law and order in this country. That's just the truth. You guys are being used by a communist entity in this country. I know that's offensive, but that's the truth. Alrighty, guys, let's do some super chats right now. So if you guys would like to support me, I'm 100% independent. I'm supported by the people, we the people. That is you the people. You guys can donate directly to my website via PayPal or Venmo or Cash App. The link is in the description below. If you guys would like to support my work, it's extremely dangerous. I can't be walking around identifying myself out here in Minneapolis. So just so you guys know, this goes to my flights, my hotel, which I am in right now. It's not the best hotel, but thank you guys for the support. I want to thank every single one of you. I might be traveling to another location soon over the weekend to do some coverage. So if you guys would like to support that, if you guys are proud of this coverage, DH Alliance, thank you guys for supporting me monthly. I truly, truly do appreciate it. But also, if you guys would like to support me, you guys can drop a super chat below. One-time donation helps as well if you guys would like to support my work and what I have doing. Really need you guys' help, and I truly appreciate the support and every single one of you guys that support me. And if you guys are not going to hang back and stay for the rest of this show, please subscribe to the channel before you leave. Please smash that like button. Let's get to 500 likes. I know you guys can do it, but also please share this video somewhere. Share this link somewhere. But if you guys would like to support me through the riot coverage, the protest coverage, exposing these organizations, you guys can come alongside of me, give a one-time donation, or become a monthly member on this channel. Join the DH Alliance today. Just click the membership selection on this channel. You could support me monthly as well. So thank you guys very much. We have some super chats that are coming in right now, so I'm going to read a couple of these. And also, I will be on Tim Pool, Timcast IRL next Thursday. Not tomorrow, next Thursday. I will be on with Lydia, Tim, and the gang. So be sure to be watching that. I'll be posting a flyer when that goes down. So make sure to show up to support DH Alliance. I'm excited to see you guys there. I think this is like my 5th time with Tim, but it's always fun hanging out with Tim and his crew. They're great people. I really love them. So, alrighty, we have some super chats right here. Let me see. I'm trying to pull this up. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Supers. I think they changed it. Now I can't see them for some reason. Give me a second. Hold on, my YouTube. I think YouTube switched it up on me. Let me see if I could use this. Hold on, guys. For some reason, they like expire in the chat. Let me just get to some of these real quick. I don't know why YouTube did this, but they completely changed this whole thing up. Yeah, I can't even see this anymore. There it is. Got it. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, they just put it somewhere else. Okay, we have some super chats coming in. We have a super chat from Strange Addictions. $1 super chat without a message. We salute you. Thank you, Strange Addictions, for the support. The DH Alliance thanks you for the support. We have another super chat from Grant Lee. $5 super chat from Grant Lee. We salute you, Grant Lee. Grant Lee says, "You're so right. You are so right with the check mark. I truly, truly do appreciate it." I think that was when I was railing on BLM and their communist takeover. I mean, it's just the truth. That's what they do. They want to see the destabilization of the United States, and they're using minority communities that are weak-minded and that fall for emotionalism and sensationalism, and they just activate them and use them. I'm 100% convinced of that. Democrats do it. Republicans do it too. I don't let them get a pass. But the communists especially do it, especially organizations like BLM and Antifa. They use minorities as an excuse to go and destroy this country. And I'm fed up. I'm not being used. As a Hispanic Latino man, not me. Not me. We have another super chat from White House a $5 super chat. My brother, how's it going, man? We salute you. White House says, "A lot of us have ancestors that died fighting to free slaves." Absolutely. That's a great point. I should have made that earlier. This is completely ignored. No thanks at all. They died, Drew, for this, forgotten, which is 100% true. It's true. There are white people that have ancestors that fought in the Civil War to liberate black people. Bled. Red blood. The same red blood that flows through black people, that flows through white people, that flows through brown people, that flows through all of humans, that same red blood has been shed on American soil for the liberation of black people to be free. That's a fact. So it is wrong for Black Lives Matter and these radical left-leaning organizations and these black leftists to demand reparations from every single white person on the face of freaking planet Earth, United States, let alone. Great point. I agree. We have another super chat from Stevie Capone. What's going on, brother? Another frequent supporter of mine. Stevie, we salute you. Love you, man. Hope you had a great birthday those last couple weeks. Stevie with the $10 super chat says, "BLM are calling for justice for the knife-wielding black girl." Yep, in Ohio. Getting shot in Columbus. Justified. But ignore the fact that the white cop saved the other black girl's life. WTF. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was saying earlier. I brought that point up. It's never going to be enough, guys, because it's not about black lives. It's about destroying America. This communist organization wants to destroy this country using black people, and they've done it successfully. They are doing it successfully. They will continue to successfully until the black community starts to wake up and say enough is enough. The black community thinks that they're being taken advantage of. The black community thinks that they are being manipulated, used by the system. Yeah, by communists as well. Just wait till they wake up to that reality. Totally agree with you, man. We have another super chat from Whatever and Everything. We salute you, another frequent supporter of mine, Whatever and Everything. Also, I just want to say, guys, if you guys would like to support me on Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App and write a message on there as well, I think you can write a message on there. I'll read it on air. Sometimes people forget, but I just wanted to throw that out there. So if you guys don't want to do super chats in YouTube and just support me directly, those links are in the description below. We're risking our lives out here, so we thank you. We have another super chat from Whatever and Everything. $10 super chat. We salute you. Says, Drew, I'm just tired. Work, school, games, sports, everything is infected with this cult. Probably is. It's not real. BLM is based off of a lie. I speak with music. Check out my song 2 + 2 = 5. My message must be heard. If this is on your channel, I would love to hear that. I will definitely take a look at that. I will, 100%. Send a link somewhere in the chat, and I will check that out. I agree, man. I think people are fed up. You see this in the gaming community. You see this in the like the movie critic community. You see this in the movie industry. There's a lot of conservatives. There's a lot of people that are just fed up with this garbage, man. They just want to live their lives. They just want to be successful. There are white people. There are brown people. There are even black people that just want to live and be successful and not make such a fuss and be blamed for the destruction of the United States of America. While simultaneously, at the same time, you have black multimillionaires in the NFL, the MLB, and the freaking NBA. Come on, man. Come on. I agree. I feel you, Whatever and Everything. I think right now we just need to get closer to our friends, closer to our families, get closer to like-minded individuals, and preserve our American history and preserve our freedoms, preserve our constitutional values, preserve our patriotic education. We have to preserve these things, because if we don't, we're going into book burning, man. They want to erase everything. That's why they're pulling down statues of Abraham Lincoln. It's like, dude, you know, we have another super chat from Lindsay, a $20 super chat from Lindsay. Lindsay, we salute you. The DH Alliance thanks you. All of these proceeds go to supporting myself, my wife, my family, and these trips that we have that are super expensive, renting cars, getting flights, all that stuff. So thank you guys very much for the support. Lindsay says, these protesters should assist in protesting my property tax values. It would earn my respect. The problem is, again, I keep going back to this. It's not an American. This is what communists do. In the art of subversion, right? In the art of subversion, they will use American systems, right? They will leverage American channels. They will use our freedoms against ourselves. They will use our own freedoms against ourselves. They will flip them on us. They will use them against us, right? For example, they will use the freedom of speech to call for the end of freedom of speech. That is what they do. They will use the freedom of speech to call to the end of the Second Amendment, and the list goes on. That is how subversions and subverters work. They utilize our functions. They utilize our constitutional rights. They utilize the system against itself to destabilize and destroy it from within. That is what they are doing. That's what they've done in universities. That's what they're doing in education systems. That's what they're doing in Hollywood. That's what they're doing in the MSM. They're doing it everywhere, and they're getting away with it. And we need to say enough is enough. We have another super chat from Julie Ann. Julie Ann, we salute you. Julie Ann says, David Dorn, Sequoia Turner's lives mattered. David Dorn, Sequoia Turner's lives matter. Absolutely. Julie Ann is 100% correct. Julianne with another super chat, another $2 super chat, says, I asked Tim Cass to have you on a few days ago. Wow. Well, Tim loves me, man. So does Lydia, the whole crew. So, I mean, I'm not a stranger to them, but thank you, Julianne. I truly appreciate that. I'm pretty sure when they see my name thrown in there, they want to see me again, because it's all family, man. I love Tim. He's a great guy. And he's pretty valuable in the movement. In America. I mean, he's obviously not a conservative. I mean, he's just kind of like, Tim is an anomaly. I'll leave it at that. He's an anomaly. So I really appreciate his work and the opportunities he's given me to be on his show, which has helped me grow. So I thank him for that. We have another super chat from Adrian Sanchez, a $5 super chat from Adrian Sanchez. We salute you, Adrian. Adrian says, thank you. Be safe and God bless. Thank you, Adrian. Truly, truly appreciate it. We have a super sticker from So What's Left. I think it's a thumbs up sticker. Let me see if I could blow that up. I don't think I could open that. I think it's a thumbs up sticker. Yeah, thank you, sticker. We have for the $20 super sticker from What's Left. Thank you, So What's Left, for the super sticker. We have a $100 donation from Rebecca through Venmo. Rebecca, thank you. We salute you. Everybody say thank you to all of the super chatters tonight. And everybody, DH Alliance, say thank you to Rebecca. Rebecca, we thank you for the support. We thank you so much for supporting the DH Alliance and your continued support. Thank you for the $100 donation. Rebecca Foster says, you and your team are American patriots. Much love from Destin, Florida. $100 donation from Rebecca Foster. Rebecca, thank you so much for your support. Guys, we cannot do this without you, so I truly, truly do appreciate it, guys. You have no idea how much it means to me and my family. This is what we love to do. This is definitely a career path that is obviously dangerous, but it's necessary because the mainstream media won't do it. If they won't, I will. So I think that's where we are right now. So thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you guys. Thank you, Rebecca, for the $100 donation. It truly, truly does go a long way to help us. Thank you very, very much. Okay, we have another super chat from Cass, capital C-A-S. We salute you. Thank you for the super sticker, and says thank you. No, thank you, Cass. We truly do appreciate it. We appreciate the support. We have another super chat from Stevie Capone. Stevie with another super chat. Stevie Capone with the $5 super chat. We salute you guys. Stevie says LeBron posted a tweet, later deleted, of the white officer in Ohio and said, "You're next." Hashtag accountability. What are your thoughts? Number one, I think LeBron James is paid opposition. I think LeBron James is a total hypocrite because he's sponsored by corporations that use Chinese slave labor. So they want to talk to us about Asian Lives Matter. Yeah, where you at, LeBron? These people don't care. They leverage the capitalist society, people like LeBron James. Okay? They preach to us that black people are being brutalized. They preach to us Black Lives Matter. They preach to us that black people are financially oppressed. While LeBron James has multi-million-dollar shoe deals, multi-million-dollar brand deals outside of his multi-million-dollar salary with the NBA, which he will be set and his kids will be set for generations to come. Number one, I think this guy is literally paid opposition, is a hypocrite and a moron, uneducated in my opinion. But number two, why does he post stuff like this? He posts stuff like this because he thinks that he's on the right side. He posts this kind of stuff because he actually thinks right? What this is going to do is this is going to set a precedent for cops to not want to get involved in anything. He thinks that he's justified because a black person got shot. Doesn't matter because of why. It was a cop. Remember what I told you guys earlier. If it was black on black crime, if that same video came out, okay? If that same video came out and it wasn't a cop that shot that black chick that was trying to slit the throat of that other black chick, if it was a black person that got caught on camera shooting that black girl, saving that black girl from getting her throat slit, crickets. Crickets. The black person wouldn't even be hailed a hero. Crickets. Why? Because this is not about black lives. This is all about destabilizing and destroying this country. So LeBron James is a useful idiot. You guys know what a useful idiot is? Communists, according to communist history, when you study Mao, you study Stalin, you study the USSR, you study communist Cuba, you study it all. Communists use, we can use the example of Hollywood, right? Mainstream figures with mass influence. They use these people in order to reach the generations to come, the young people, because they set the trends. They manipulate the minds. They use them to preach their message. They use them to make their message mainstream so that the masses will accept it. They're called useful idiots, right? In the media, in politics, in mainstream culture. LeBron James is a useful idiot. He posts stuff like that because he is being used as opposition, paid opposition, in order to stir up the black community. Because who does LeBron James predominantly speak to? Is it white people? No. Is it Mexicans? Is it Hispanics? Latins? No. It's black people. He is used as a useful idiot to trigger the minds of millions of emotional black people utilizing that damn narrative that I taught you guys tonight. Manipulating their emotion, manipulating their pain. Look at another white cop shot another black girl unarmed. Actually, she was armed. He didn't mention that. For what purpose? To destabilize this country further. LeBron James is a moron. I just got to leave it at that. But he does that on purpose because he knows what's going to happen. That's a dog whistle. You see that on Twitter? That's a dog whistle. That's a signal to the black community. Hey, it's time to get down again. That's exactly what that was. Especially when he's saying accountability. Accountability for what? For saving a black person? Wait. He shot a black girl because the black girl is trying to kill another black girl? Yeah. So how does that make sense? It doesn't, because it's not about black lives. And I'll leave it at that. We have another super chat. From Raul. $5 super chat. Raul, we salute you. Raul says, Latina James for prison. I mean, come on, dude. I respect the game, right? It's really hard for me to separate myself when these great athletes, you know, they start making these political statements. Everyone has their freedom of speech. They can say whatever they want, but you know, you're going to have to really experience the consequences of whatever you say. But it's like, I mean, I try to separate myself from like the player and the game and the rhetoric, but it's just at this point, knowing what I know, like I'll say this. I was talking to one of my buddies earlier and I was saying, man, if this was real, like if police officers were literally like proven hunting black people across this country, I would be out there. I would be out there shoulder to shoulder with these people. The ones that think, not the communists, the ones that think that's what they're fighting against. Because there are Black Lives Matter protesters that have been lied to. They actually believe that black people are being hunted systemically across the United States by white killer cops. It's just not true. If that was true, I would be out there. Who wouldn't? Who would just stand by while a race, if there was genuinely, like this BLM protester said on video, if there was genuinely a black genocide taking place in this country, I would be out there fighting for those lives. I'd be the first one out there to speak for those that can't speak for themselves. I'd be the first one out there fighting for the lives of innocent people. It's just not the truth. That is just not the truth. It's not. And I think the black community needs to wake up to that reality. Alrighty, guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We should be doing this show tomorrow night. But if I do hit the road again, I will announce it. So that's why you have to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification immediately and toggle on the all selection, because you'll get notified anytime I post a video or I post a message. I'll let you guys know, hey, no show tonight. I'm out reporting. Support me. Look at my Twitter, all that good stuff if you want to follow me, especially Instagram. But if we do, we will do this show again tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for all the support. Again, guys, if you want to support me, a one-time donation, the link is in the description below. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or you could become a monthly member. Join the DH Alliance today and support me monthly. The link is on this channel. Just click membership and it'll guide you from there. So thank you guys. Please share this video far and wide wherever you could post a link. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Destroy that like button. It lets the algorithm know that you guys love this content and it'll show you more. So I want to thank you guys very, 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 very much. And listen, guys, whenever I'm out reporting like this, it's very dangerous. So I ask you, please pray for me. Please pray for my friends. Please pray for the other reporters that are out here as well. I really do appreciate that more than you guys know, right? More than you guys know. So I'll see you guys next time. And until next time, America, stay free.